Hey everybody, welcome to this video. I'm shooting this for this person right here who says, do these run on Facebook without much issue? And this person was talking about these advertorials. You can watch this advertorial video. I'll put a link in the description below this video. And I said, yes, I actually ran this on Facebook for quite a while. This very advertorial that I wrote right here. I did have some problems with it in the beginning, I will say that, and I knew that I probably would. I believe the age, if I remember correctly, calling out the person's age right here was the problem. How a 67-year-old retiree, you can't make certain claims that Facebook considers discriminatory. But other than that, I ran this advertorial again with some minor changes on Facebook, no problem. I get asked this question a lot though about running advertorials on Facebook and can you do it? And I always say yes, as long as you follow the guidelines that Facebook provides. That's what I've always done every time. I mean, even every time from, pretty much every single month, I'm always looking at the Facebook guidelines because they are constantly changing. And I'm always, whenever I put up an advertorial, something that I've written, I always check it against the guidelines. And again, sometimes things do change and I have to make those changes to what I'm running. But I always tell people I run everything white hat, completely above board. Nothing. I've had the same Facebook account since the beginning. I've, knock on wood, I've never had a banned account, of course. Now, I can't guarantee that your account won't get banned or anything like that. Facebook is a fickle creature, that's for sure. However, I believe that if you again stay above board and if you follow the rules, you'll be fine. You'll be able to run this stuff very successfully. One thing I do like to do that I don't talk about a lot because it's kind of like a high level technique anyway, is that what I like to do is I like to run pre-content is what I would call it. I run content before the advertorial here, and I pixel all the people who visit that content. So again, we're getting like a little bit complicated, but maybe I'd run like an article. Let's just use dogs as an example because that's what everybody uses. Say I was selling like a dog product, I would run an article maybe saying, the top, 5 tricks for your dog, and it would just be an article. There would be nothing for sale on that article. I do that for a couple reasons. I want to get a ton of shares so that I can get pixel a lot more people who might also be interested in that. And then what I do is I create an audience based off the people I pixeled on that article, and I send them to an actual advertorial for a product. Again, if you don't have the budget, you're not going to be able to do this, obviously. Although, actually, I don't know. You could do it with a pretty low budget, I would say. But pixeling the people that way allows for 2 things that are very important. The first one being is that, number 1, I'm building lists. Then I can easily build an audience off of that. Number 2, what it allows me to do is deliver highly targeted content to those people I've pixeled. What Facebook is looking for is they're looking for high engagement. So it greatly increases my engagement and greatly increases my clicks through to my advertorial once I'm advertising to that pixeled list, if you want to call it that, later. So again, this is a little bit complicated, and without drawing it out here for you, you might not be able to imagine it, but that's definitely a great way to do it because again, it does make my content seem more relevant. And it's just something I've noticed over a long period of time of doing this, is that when you get those higher CTRs on your advertorials and people are clicking through to whatever it is that you're advertising to your audience, not only is it cheaper and not only does it lower the cost, but also I think Facebook sees it as more relevant, so it's easier to advertise that way. Again, that's adding an extra step in. I don't think you need to get that complicated. I think you could advertise stuff like this no problem, as long as you stay above board, as long as you follow all the rules. You will be fine. Like I said, knock on wood, I've had the same account forever running advertorials. I just make sure not to run anything with any ridiculous claims or anything like that. And maybe I'll do a video on this in the future. I think there's a way to convert people without without these crazy claims, without including Dr. Oz or Oprah in your lander. There are plenty of ways to do it. There's plenty of ways to create desire. You just have to figure out what that is. And it does take a little bit of time, but again, it's totally possible. So that's that. Again, I think as long as you just follow the terms of service, you will be fine.